Hello students, as I told you, actually, the classic informal letter has actually of five parts. Actually, a classic letter has five parts. It's all about parts of a letter. Whenever you write a letter, a letter is divided into many parts. The first part of a letter is actually its address and address part, which is known as address block. In address block, you have to write your name and address. Address block actually includes your return address and the date of writing the letter. Return address here, student, means to say that the address on which the sender can send you the letter, the receiver can send you the letter. You can return the letter from the address, and this block is actually is the right justified, so it is written in the right corner of the page, on the page where you are writing the letter. Just on the right hand corner you write the address block. In address block you write your full address where you can receive the letter on address. And then there is opening salutation, the second part of a letter, the beginning. Actually, opening salutation is actually before we start a conversation with anyone, with everybody in any situation, we generally start with a greeting such as hi, hello, dear, respected. So these things are known as opening salutation, such as this is the opening greeting. Typically, dear John, left justify this block. So this you will write just slightly left side from the address block. You will write address from here to here, and then you will just here write the opening salutation such as dear Ravi, dear Kulkarni, dear etc etc. And then the body of the letter. Body of the letter, student, is the most important part, as actually this is your actual letter content. Introduction plus main parts plus final paragraphs. It can be anywhere from a few paragraphs in length up to multiple pages. The body of the letter is actually the message that you have to write. The whole message that you wanted to write is actually the body of the letter. And but the length of a body of the length of the body of the letter depends on how much and what you want to say. In informal letter there is no limitations. You can write from one paragraph to multiple pages. You can write the body of the letter in many pages. In the exam, the length of the letter will be defined in the task, usually somewhere between 120 and 180 words. But as you saw in the examination that as you have seen in many examination that there in the question it is written that write the letter in 150 words, in 100 words. So actually in that condition you will have to limit your thoughts, your message to a certain extent. And then the body paragraph should be left justified, so it should be left side from the opening salutation. You will write from the middle, and actually these days it does not begin from the middle of the page. And then the closing or actually ending part of conclusive, and actually it is salutation. Before we bid goodbye to someone, we generally say greeting words such as goodbye, see you, your friend, yours faithfully, yours truly, all the best, take care. So these things are written at the end of the letter in the left. So students, look at a sample letter here to understand all those things that I have taught, how to write a letter. As I told you students, actually it all depends on the parts of a letter. First you have to mention on the right corner. Now the format had changed, as I have told you, as I have taught you, you have to write in the right side your address and date. Here you have to write the address and date. Address can contain the full address, where the receiver can also send you a letter, where you can receive a letter also on the address. And then, as I told you, we have to write the, the opening salutation. In opening salutation, as I told you, whenever we start a conversation with anyone, we generally start with hi, hello. So in letters we generally write with dear, as you are reading here, an informal letter. So in informal letter you generally write, you know in an informal letter, student actually, we write with dear most of the time. In formal letters, as we um, refer to someone respected or someone where you have to follow some formalities, we generally use sir or madam. But here in this case, yeah, in formal letter we mostly write dear, hi, hello, or only name sometime, such as Rana, Swaminathan. You can write only name, but you can also add dear, dear Maya, dear Shurubhi, dear Rishi, like that. And then you have to actually write the body of the letter, as I told you. The body of the letter, actually the message it contains that you want to deliver, that you want to send. And then the ending salutation, and salutation is always, in informal letter, it's nothing more than, goodbye, we will soon meet, see you sooner. And so, you just have to mention few ending good, ending god, take care, be careful, and then you write your name or sign. So this is a very simple format of informal letter. You can take it as a sample answer, and then you can write an informal letter based on this. In the examination, students, in summative assessment 1 and half yearly examination, you are going to have, in the examination, at least a formal letter or article writing to write from. But still, learning informal also is important. So you can, I will give you some exercises also, or you can do this letter writing practice at home also, by seeing some questions from your grammar books. Whichever grammar books you have, it doesn't matter, you can write, you can do the exercise from any book.